connected.
Sponge towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
Lease a 2025 Silverado Custom for $198 bi-weekly. That's like $99 weekly at 3.5% for up to 24 months with $5,050 down.
And Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Cutting a pretty composed figure at the change of ends, Fernley. We've seen this from him in recent weeks, just closing the eyes, centering himself before a big game.
Visualization, yeah, so many players, don't you? Just imagining the feeling of that ball when it leaves the racket out the center of the strings. We all know what it feels like. Look to recreate that.
Yeah, hopefully not visualizing Berrettini nicking those 2 set points off him, reliving the pain. You've always got to think forwards in tennis.
Next. Quindi 0, 15 love. Quindi pari. 15 all.
Italian Davis Cup captain.
And a bit busy first few days trying to keep up with 13 of the Italian men in the draw.
Of course, Berrettini, a Davis Cup winner for the first time at the end of last season. Wasn't part of the 2023 victory for Italy.
I feel like I remember Berrettini being there, though, even though was he ill or injured and therefore couldn't play, but I think he went to the finals anyway. Like I can vaguely remember him running on court as part of the celebrations.
It was certainly very emotional to be part of the win last November. What a knife that is.
Quindici, 14, 15.
He said last year in Stuttgart, he lost in the final to Jack Draper, how much he'd been working on that slice. It made a lot of sense, obviously, on the grass. Coming into effect beautifully on the clay when needed as well. Offered a lot of variation off that side today. He'd read it, he'd set off early. saw that overplayed. The defensive skills again from Berrettini, hanging him on in this second set. Absolutely has deserved a tie-break.
Yeah, it's been such an intriguing and engaging contest. We've won our way to a tie-break in this second set. Just a measure of the difference in experience of the two players. Tour level, this is the 189th tiebreak of Berrettini's career. It's the 11th of Jacob Fearnley's. And it's a big one. For Berrettini, a place in the third round. For Fearnley, a chance at a deciding set. Is not a confident start or reaction for Fearnley.
0 Berrettini.
Almost looks like he's limping there. Maybe just struggling to put his full weight on the right leg. Certainly doesn't help.
Zero 2-0 Berrettini.
He's missed it. Not by much, but he's missed it. The crowd getting confirmation now.
3-0.
He looks to be in pain, but it was incredible court coverage and very nearly stole the point.
I'm not sure what's hurting, but clearly seems to be, like you say, almost limping. This is...
Please.
Hard to put a finger on when or what has happened here. Held to love at 5-all. He's fallen completely out this breaker. Doesn't look able to get up to the serve.
Just another sign, Fearnley not wanting to hang on in to these longer rallies here, but Berrettini full steam ahead. Look at the intensity, the reaction after he wins this point, saying to his team, this one, 4-love is not enough. He wants every point here.
Yeah, he's done his job, taking care of his end of the court. Unfortunate for Fearnley, been such a competitive contest, but unfortunately now, and they're not able to compete in this breaker. Berrettini has it on his racket. Well, it's completely gone here, Fearnley. So unfortunate.
6-0 Berrettini.
Whatever has happened, it's prevented him from competing in this tie-break. Berrettini won't mind. Well, what an effort it's been from him. Remember, saving 2 set points at 5-3 on the Fernley serve with incredible full-court defensive efforts.
Hydrating as normal, business as usual. You can't be thinking 6-love even when your opponent seems injured is enough.
Yeah, stay in your own space, your own rhythm. 6 set points, so 6 match points. Surely enough. An absorbing start to day 4 in Rome, and it's Matteo Berrettini who edges Jacob Fernley. These guys threw everything at each other. Nice moment from Berrettini there, just checking Fernley's okay. But it's time to celebrate now in front of his fans. The Rome native beats his chest. Look at what it means to him. Through all the struggles he's been through with injuries in his own career, these are the moments that he still craves, that he still works for. An hour and 55 minutes, very competitive match, and it's Berrettini 6-4, 7-6.
Yeah, you could completely understand the celebration, couldn't you, from Matteo Berrettini, his first win here in Rome since he beat John Millman back on the 12th of May 2021. He just cannot catch a break with injuries over the last 4 years or so. So great to see Berrettini back. And yeah, sets up what should be a brilliant match against Casper Ruud. Be getting underway in about 10 minutes time from now. These are live pictures of Berrettini just backstage as he prepares to walk on to Campo Centrale. And quite amazingly, just have a look at his Masters 1000 wins by season. And as you can see, if he were to beat Casper Ruud today, bearing in mind we are only in May, it would actually become his best ever season in terms of the Masters 1000s. But I guess, Barry, when you actually think of all the injuries that he has had, he's just not really been able to put together a full season.
Yeah, absolutely. We know what he's capable of. We saw that a few years ago in Wimbledon and when he reached the ATP final. I mean, also, we should throw in 10 titles and none on hard courts.
Yeah, it's amazing.
When you possess the serve and the forehand and the slice backhand that he does. But I mean, his wish has always been, give me a full season and see what I can do.
Yep. And his opponent today is this man, Casper Ruud, who of course comes into Rome off the back of winning that title in Madrid. Just dropped the 1 set the whole week. That was in the final against Jack Draper. Now we've just seen how Matteo Berrettini made it through to round 3. And for Casper Ruud, he was up against the showman that is Alexander Bublik in his second round. Let's just have a look back at some of the highlights from that one.
He has got so many skills, this guy, and he's so competent.
Kept it low. Don't think Ruud saw it come over the net.
Well, there's his ability to take advantage of that very deep return position that Casper Ruud operates with at times. Great cover and a great read from Casper Ruud, who didn't have much of a say in the Kazakh serve until it really mattered. He gets a break to put an end to set 1.
Well, the depth of Ruud, I'm not sure he thought there was a winner to be hit there, but Bublik managing to find one.
Oh, he's made it. He forced him forwards. Bublik will hope that he's got the momentum here at the start of the second. Best point of the match so far, and Ruud has done superbly. The ultimate showman, delivering again in Rome.
Guy can't miss. Talk about a purple patch. All right, on the back of the baseline.
Winners flowing from his racket at the moment. That's beautiful width. Because of the amount of spin he hits, he can generate a little more angle.
Gifted the break back. One of them.
As was the case when these two squared off here 2 years ago. A third set will be required to settle it. Brilliant effort. Bublik takes the second, 6-4.
World class.
Oh, it's in. Bublik has paid a heavy price for not making a play on it. Oh, that has to be the shot of the day. What a magician this guy is. Casper Ruud emerges unscathed from an enthralling contest. Bublik so often brings something different. It was no different today. He made a real impression on the Madrid champion. But Ruud just a little too good down the stretch, a little too consistent. And he's moving on in almost 2 hours, 6-3 in the third.
Yeah, it was a really fun match. Nick Lester and Naomi Brody, your commentators for that one. But a good win for Casper Ruud, so it makes it 7 in a row after winning in Madrid, where he beat some good players there, didn't he? Korda, Fritz, Medvedev, Cerundolo, and then Jack Draper in the final. So can he back it up here in Rome? Of course, that was his first ever Masters 1000 title, wasn't it? Which is a little surprising when you consider that he's a multiple Grand Slam finalist as well, but delighted to get the proverbial monkey off his back, Casper Ruud. And you wouldn't be at all surprised if he did back it up here in Rome, where he's had good success previously, 3 times a semi-finalist at this tournament, 2020, 22, and also 2023 as well. So just coming up to 7 o'clock here in Rome on an absolutely stunning evening, perfect tennis conditions. A look from up above, and Campo Centrale filling up. Should have seen a number of people that were queuing to get in to catch a piece of Matteo Berrettini, because they've been somewhat starved of watching Berrettini live here in Rome in recent years. First time that he's been here in 4 years. And yeah, this is going to be a good one. 8th time that these two have met. Berrettini, well, he'll be fresh, there is no doubt about that. Just wonder if fatigue might be an issue for Casper Ruud, but you wouldn't have thought so. Someone that is one of the fittest guys out there is Casper Ruud. And a look inside this magnificent centre court here, as we just have a little look at the player cards. Barry Cowan alongside myself, Adam Fielder. So only the serve that Matteo Berrettini leads in.
Yeah, no surprise there. Berrettini, one of the best serves in the game. Ruud has improved his serve in the last few years, made that technical change when he studied Federer's serve. I think he would want an upgrade on solid baseliner.
Yeah, I would agree with that, I think, as a Masters 1000 champion now. But yeah, actually after his win against Jack Draper, he even mentioned the tennis insights. He said that was, I think, his best ever performance in terms of his tennis insights. He was over 8 on every single shot, so clearly someone that studies that kind of data, which is great. I know so many of the coaches out there just absolutely love it, don't they? So much data available to them. It just gives such an insight as to how you are hitting the ball. It doesn't lie.
It's great for us as well. Yeah. I mean, obviously the eye is the most important thing, but it sort of backs up
exactly right
what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And as a coach, how valuable is it?
Yeah.
When if a player goes, well, I hit my backhand well, coach. Well, the coach goes, but it was 4.5 tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you that don't quite know how it works, it takes into consideration almost everything. You know, the depth you get on your shot, the width, the effect that shot has on the opponent, the spin, the pace, every single thing. So, yeah, it is very valuable asset for everybody on the tour these days. And yeah, clearly something that Casper Ruud enjoys looking into as well. And here he is backstage, just about to make his way onto Campo Centrale. So 3-time semi-finalist here. This is not going to be easy. These two have had some battles over the years. First met at Roland Garros back in 2019. They've played each other here once as well before in 2020. That one went the way of Ruud. 7-6 in the third that day. And here comes Matteo. It was the abdominal issue that forced him out of that Madrid match with Jack Draper.
There has to be more precaution, because you don't, if you pull your stomach, as we saw with Rafa when he played Taylor Fritz at Wimbledon.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it was.
You don't recover that quickly.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just a bit of a niggle. He has had a lot of problems with that stomach injury before.
He's just had so many problems, hasn't he, Berrettini? Ankle, wrist, illness, abdominal, you name it.
Il nostro Matteo Berrettini.
And I'd imagine he's missed doing this over the last 4 years. Not often as a tennis player you actually get to play at home in front of your own fans. Some tennis players never get that luxury, do they? A bit like Casper Ruud. But he's got plenty of fans around the world. So what's your heart telling you here then, Barry?
Oh, you've gone early, Adam. Do you know what? My heart is telling me Berrettini.
Really? For what reason?
Well, I think he's a big-time player, Berrettini. He likes to play in these types of environments, if fit, obviously, and he needs to be 100% fit for the serve and the forehand to fire. My memories of the Davis Cup, he missed it in 2023. He was part of the team last year, and he actually was the key man.
Yep.
More so than Sinner, how well he played. And also for Ruud, I'm a bit of a believer right now that actually it's really tough, almost tougher now, to go back-to-back with the Masters. Because those 2-week events...
Even with the days off?
I actually think it's almost tougher when you speak to coaches and some of the players. Tsitsipas talked about it.
Yeah, he did.
It's relentless. Even your days off, it's not like you're switching off. You're still focused.
Yep.
Okay, gentlemen, so we have live
familiar face of orally taught.
We have the replay of the call on the board. Video review available. As you know, you can request the video review when the point is over, unless it's for hindrance. The clock is in the 4 corner. The time starts automatically. And towel boxes, Matteo number 1, please, and Casper number 2. Any questions? ATP or the world? The world. The world is called. The world. I serve. Serve? Yeah. Good match. No.
So no hesitation from Casper Ruud winning the coin toss, choosing to serve first. Just double checking that the picture wasn't necessary. On a picture-perfect evening here in Rome. Another round 3 match. Matteo Berrettini, the 29 seed, to take on Casper Ruud, who is the 6th seed, just confirming that the winner of this one, well, they already know who they'll be taking on in the last 16. And it will be the Spaniard, Jaume Munar, who came through earlier on against Seb Korda, 4-2. A couple of really good wins for Munar. Shelton just 2-1, so he's progressing through the draw very nicely at the moment.
Doesn't like Americans, clearly.
No, clearly. He's played some battles with Casper Ruud this year as Munar. 5-setter in Australia, 7-6 in the 3rd in Dallas. Ruud's got him both times, but certainly whoever comes through will not be underestimating Munar, who no doubt will be watching this one unfold.
Yeah, I mentioned big-time player, and he's proved that this year. The way he played against Djokovic in Doha, absolutely brilliant. Hit his backhand so well that evening, and in Monte Carlo on the clay beats Zverev. He causes the big players problems because he has the firepower.
So you're leaning towards him tonight, Barry, because of what Ruud did last week in Madrid, or for other reasons as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's a factor. Also what Berrettini's capable of, and you know, the pressure in many ways is kind of on Ruud. Although it is good to see Ruud back playing the tennis that we know he's capable of, especially on this surface, the confidence, which, you know, I think at times has been lacking. He's talked about actually that he feels he's improved as a player, but his results didn't necessarily show that. But I thought the final in Madrid was really, really high quality.
Yeah, well, he spoke at the start of the season, didn't he, that he's been putting in a lot of work off the court, almost just trying to hit the ball even harder. He said in this day and age, with some of the players out there, the likes of Sinner and Alcaraz, he just said he almost felt like he was being bullied at times on the court, and he felt as though he's had to just up his pace slightly this year, even though maybe he doesn't feel 100% comfortable in doing so. I just thought it was interesting, Barry, what he said after winning in Madrid. He said by winning a Masters 1000, it actually almost gives you more respect as a player, and sometimes you can almost win a match before the match has started just because you've won a massive title like that. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. How many times have we talked to great champions in both tours that they've won the match before they walk out there because of the aura they have? But in terms of conditions, I mean, I do feel the way he plays, Madrid is definitely favourable for him. I mean, obviously, he plays well on all clay courts because you don't make the final on the French Open, but just that being a little bit of altitude, that sort of extra lift that he can get off his forehand. As I said, I do feel this will be a case of who hits their forehand better.
Yeah, so there's their last meeting, 2023. Last one on the clay came in Gstaad back in 2022, Ruud winning that one.
And for Ruud, how well he hit his forehand in Madrid in the first set against Draper. He was 9.0, 9.5 in the third set. And the key in Madrid was how much spin he put on the ball. Obviously playing at altitude, the net clearance 6 centimeters higher than the ATP top 10 average of last year. So more spin, higher over the net. Obviously that then rears up higher to the players trying to receive it on the baseline. And surely, Adam, that's got to be a bit of a play tonight against Berrettini on the back end.
100%, yeah. Going to direct a lot of traffic into that wing.
Yeah, it feels like tonight would be more than 46% of his forehands in that left part of the court. But you might have to go into the forehand to then go into the weakness. We know Berrettini likes to camp in that left side of the court and pummel forehands.
So it should be a fabulous end to the day. Matteo Berrettini up against Casper Ruud here. It's going to be the Norwegian to start this one off. Adam Fielder alongside Barry Cowan in the commentary box.
Play. Wade 0, 15 love. Trenta 0, 30 love. One at 0, 40 love.
That's a pretty emphatic start from Ruud. Comfortable hold to love.
An impressive game there. 4 out of 4 first serves.
Well, Ruud will be expecting a potentially hostile atmosphere tonight. And a good day for Italians on this court. Yannick Sinner, of course, coming through against Jesper de Jong earlier on today. Jasmine Paolini as well.
Al servizio, Matteo Berrettini.
Flew off the strings.
Yeah, history will tell us no one really hits the ball harder off the forehand on average in a tennis season than Berrettini. And one of the reasons why he has had a lot of success on the clay is he likes to hit the ball up high on the forehand.
What an angle.
Yeah, slice is a key shot against Berrettini, but it can't flow like a couple of those defensive one-handers from Ruud.
In terms of the numbers between these two on clay courts in recent years, I mean, they're staggering, especially Casper Ruud. Go back to the start of the 2020 season, it's pretty much in the last 5 years. 126 clay court wins, 17 clay court finals, in which he's converted 12 of those into titles. And for Berrettini, in the last 2 years, has won 21 of his 24 matches on this surface. So two players who are very comfortable. So look at the Berrettini team, his coach Alessandro Bega there in the middle.
Started strongly in this service game, Berrettini, but he struggled for first serves. He's only made 1 of 5. He does love a wide serve on a big point, Berrettini.
It's well saved.
Tactically, such a good point. You're picking the right time to use the forehand and effectively use the forehand. I love the forehand down the line, getting up high to Ruud. As we see that service motion. There's two certainties in Italy. Firstly, the pizzas are great. And the second one is Berrettini will definitely hit a lot more forehands than backhands.
Some better Ferrara on the right-hand side. Better Rihanna bottom left. Everyone's in. I think his mum and dad are in as well. And brother. They're playing doubles. Yeah, important holds for Berrettini. Saves the break point in the opening game.
Un gioco pari. 1 game over.
And if he does start to get ahead and push Ruud, and you know this place is going to lift off, isn't it?
Yeah, there's mum and brother. Unfortunately, they lost, the Berrettinis. Had 4 Italians on the doubles court in round 1. Matteo and Jacopo, his brother, and they were up against Lorenzo Musetti and Lorenzo Sonego. Musetti and Sonego coming through 10-8 in the match tie break. There is Christian, Casper's dad. Alex Stober there in the red hoodie. Physio, there's Maria. And mum as well, Maria, his fiance now. Proper family affair in both boxes. There she is.
30-15.
Now, the one thing that was really interesting in that final in Madrid, actually, he upped his second serve speed, Ruud, against Draper than he had in the rest of the tournament. Yeah, and almost accepting, well, I might hit one or two double faults, but it's not about now, it's about the course of a potentially a three-set match.
I'd say Ruud has made the better start. Two pretty simple holds and also had that break point opportunity that he didn't convert. So we stay on serve, 2-1.
Do it all with Steel Battery. Power up with free extra battery deals on select Steel tools. Shop in-store and online.
We all need fiber for our digestive health, but most Canadians only get about 50% of the fiber they need. Good thing Metamucil gummies are an easy way to get plant-based fiber. 3 gummies have the same amount of fiber as 2 cups of broccoli. Metamucil gummies, the easy way to get your daily fiber.
Change he made a couple of years ago when he studied Federer's serve to try and hit the ball on the way up, throw it a little bit further in front. And what that does as well, when you do throw that ball in front, it means you can get that drive in the court. That's become a key shot for Ruud. Wins him a lot of cheap points.
A bad play because I think he just saw Ruud backpedaling there after he'd hit the return. Always annoyed with yourself when you miss a drop shot wide. Nicely done. Made the adjustment.
Well, the first point, it was the right shot. It just didn't quite get the execution, so believing in the right play to do it again, Berrettini. Impressive stuff. Everything we would have hoped for so far in this one.
God, got hold of that return, didn't he? Pretty deep there as well, Ruud.
15-13.
Yeah, that's why I do feel it is important every now and again to serve and volley. We saw him actually trying to serve and volley in his opening service game down break point, just to maybe change the thought for Ruud about where he needs to hit that return.
It's too good. Deciding to run round the backhand there. Berrettini hit an enormous inside-in forehand. Surprise, surprise. Filippo Volandri's back.
Hopefully the Italian Tennis Federation don't pay him by the hour.
I know, they're going to be broke. Sure, he's missed a single Italian match, has he, this week?
Trenta, 40-30.
Matteo Berrettini played a big part in his Davis Cup team. Even in 2023, when he wasn't playing, he was still on the sidelines cheering them on.
Vantaggio Berrettini.
Oh, and again, from 2-3 meters behind the baseline, Ruud is still able to generate that kind of firepower.
That's such a good return, as he's found it really difficult to hit into the backhand early on, Ruud. And that's why that play is so good, because it maybe just make Berrettini just doubt whether he needs to move as early as he is into his backhand corner, that Ruud's got that alternative.
Oh, it's played to perfection.
Vantaggio Berrettini.
I mean, the forehand to backhand split is unbelievable so far for Berrettini. He's hit 11 backhands. He's hit 35 forehands.
Parità, Gius.
Yeah, maybe no surprise that every single winner so far for both players off the forehand.
It's a great shot that he has, the slice. It's also a great shot against Ruud because of how strong he can be when the ball's up high on that forehand. If you're having to hit it round by your ankles, there is that split. Extraordinary. You don't often see that top-level tennis.
He did a pretty good job with that first volley, Berrettini, because it looked as though he'd overran it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you, Adam. It was unbelievable control. I mean, it's almost that he played for that.
Well, two very tough games for Matteo Berrettini. I know he didn't have to save a break point there, but once again, Casper Ruud just probing, putting him through the ringer a little bit here, Berrettini. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous from Casper Ruud. And even Matteo Berrettini has to smile. Absurdly good.
Well, he wasn't showing off, he just had to think quickly. Amazing. Presence of mind to make that adjustment. And then put it to where he did on the court.
I don't know why he's apologising.
Just checking, third round or final?
I know, right? Yeah, what a start. God, he's playing well, isn't he? Opening 20 minutes here. This has been excellent from Ruud.
Maybe he learnt a trick or two from the other day against Bubbly.
Yeah, good point. Perfect 10 behind his first serve so far. And he's only missed 2. So 3 very comfortable holes for Casper Ruud, who's dropped just 1 point on his serve so far. And he leads 3-2.
During the Ford It's a Big Deal event, we asked the tough questions. Like, what if an offer on an F-150 looked as good as an F-150? Right now, get a big deal when you lease this F-150 for $110 a week. This deal won't last forever.
Call now and only pay the shipping and handling and processing and importing and exporting and...
Get a no monthly fee checking account with no minimum balance. Tangerine. That's forward banking.
Hey, Canada. Diabetes and obesity can increase your risk of cardiovascular disease, but there are ways to manage your risk. Here's a thought. Talk to your doctor, and may I suggest sooner than later?
This is Revlon Color Stay Longwear, and this is
the prestige longwear brand whose name we'd rather not say.
Both look great, both last 24 hours, but Color Stay costs 3 times less. I mean, that's a steal.
We are cleared to call that a steal.
Get prestige longwear without the price. Revlon Color Stay.
We're the Wheelers, and we love hockey.
There it is, kids.
Nice one. We love traveling for games, which is why we love Skyscanner.
Saves us 30% on average when we compare flights and rental cars. Isn't that right, babe?
Oh, yeah.
If Mumsy keeps sniping sweet deals on Skyscanner, we might be able to finally grow those playoff beards.
Oh, no. But yes.
Someone say playoff beard?
Sweet lettuce, Doug.
Nice lettuce, Dad.
Sweet lettuce, Kenzie.
Sweet flow, Dad.
I'm back, baby.
you know, when you watch Yannick Sinner now, he just seems like he's at full pelt every single ground stroke, and yet he makes so few errors. So Ruud was trying to get to that kind of level. He said he felt at times last year that they almost had a bit of an extra gear. He mentioned Sinner, Alcaraz. He said a little bit of Zverev as well. He said he just wasn't quite able to hang with them. He said he first felt it at the US Open back in 2023 when he played against Zheng Zhizhen, actually. He said that he left the court, felt like he just felt like something had to change.
Yeah, he hits the ball as hard as anyone.
He does.
But I'm sure he saw that a lot when he was practicing with Nadal. Nadal's practice session's something else. I mean, he literally hits the ball at 100% in practice. Obviously, then just drops it down a little bit in a match situation.
The constant strive to improve and get better, even for the top 5-10 guys in the world. Ruud not happy with getting to a high of 2 in the world. A couple of Grand Slam finals. He's played a couple of stunning drop shots today as Berrettini, and by far his easiest service game today.
Yeah, confident in the drop shot, but also added confidence where at times Ruud's that far back, especially off the return. So I think the drop shot with the first shot is actually a really good play for Berrettini. He's mixed it up nicely. And he would know coming into this that he's not going to have too many opportunities to break. He's second on tour this year as service games won, Berrettini.
Winnie 15 love.
It's been a bit of a serving clinic so far for Ruud. Still just 1 point dropped.
Yeah, Berrettini, not always known as someone who breaks serve a lot. So right now, he will be accepting this. It's more the fact of, is he holding serve? That last service game was more comfortable than the first two.
Just enough heat on the forehand from Berrettini.
40-15, 40-15.
Only a couple of kilometers per hour slower, Ruud, on the first serve than Berrettini.
So another big serve landed. First time that Berrettini's actually got to 30 in a Ruud service game.
4 games to 3.
You're done.
It's ending. We've got Twizzlers left.
He's getting away!
Twizzlers, keep the fun going. Another season? Let's go!
Your life is pretty smart. But when it's time to eat, suddenly you feel out of sync. Refresh your routine with Factor. Chef-prepared meals delivered with a tap, ready in 2 minutes. Eat smart with Factor.
Good morning, Ryan. I have everything for your rider here, including your scrambled eggs.
Oh, gosh. Wow, no one makes my eggs like you, Brendan.
Actually, these are from Tim Hortons. I know how much you like them.
Love them.
So I gave them your extremely specific recipe.
Oh, did you? 2 freshly cracked eggs, expertly scrambled with crispy hash browns, sausage crumble, creamy chipotle sauce, cooked over freshly harvested organic lava.
They skipped the lava part, but yeah.
Wow, doesn't affect the taste at all.
I'm so glad.
From my rider to Tim's menu, try my new scrambled eggs loaded breakfast box.
This year, we're set for more. More players, more days, more game, set, and match. More jaw-dropping moments. Remember that one? More speed, more heat, more love, more fun, more playtime than ever before. Welcome to the tennis playground. Get your tickets now for the National Bank Open presented by Rogers.
This place has just been full basically from the first match of day one, as has every other stadium that we've gone to.
Really clever. Talking about the slice backhand, but a couple of good slice forehands from Berrettini.
15-0, 50 love.
Playing on the clay as opposed to the hard just gives him a little bit more time. Because his serve is huge wherever he plays. The forehand is huge wherever he plays, but it's a little easier, I think, for him to stay in points on the backhand.
Yep.
He's felt sometimes in the really big matches, you can just go big into the back and maybe break down that side easier, certainly, than the forehand.
Wow.
That's got to be the biggest of the evening. He's hit the forehand with a lot of spin. Not so with this one. Flat as they come. That must have felt good.
Oh, well, he's purring here, Berrettini. What a game that was.
I was impressed with the previous forehand. And that was even bigger. Service speed nearly the same pace as the forehand. does as well. You know, the fact for Berrettini, that's now 10 points in a row on serve. It means Ruud isn't hitting as many balls as he hit at the start. And Ruud, like a lot of players, likes rhythm.
Yep.
He's not getting that luxury at the moment that he had at the start.
So first time that he's dropped the opening point on his serve, Ruud. Well, this time it was the backhand that did all the damage for Berrettini.
What a purple patch he is in right now, Berrettini, from all areas of the court.
Wow, yeah, we spoke that we were a little surprised to see Berrettini's forehand at just 7.9. Well, he's put that right tonight.
15-30, 15-30.
When you're confident, and of course you're going to be after winning your first Masters, doesn't tend to hit you as much when it's love 30 as it would if you've lost a few matches. Just compose yourself, regroup.
Trenta, 40-30.
That's a great hold from Casper Ruud. First time today that he's actually been under any pressure on his serve, finding himself love 30 down. Finds a way through.